Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Jay and welcome to the channel, and welcome back to Sorna Emergent Biopark in Jurassic World Evolution, a series that really came very close to ending yesterday because this game decided to crash on me consistently, but then thanks to the user Mecha who commented in the last video, I managed to figure out what the issue was. It really was just a case of way too many mods, so I uninstalled any that I wasn't using, and now we've got the game back, and it's not the most stable, I do have to say that. It's really iffy, and I do have to occasionally go back and delete even more mods because this park specifically is incredibly heavy on assets, especially when it comes to the plants and stuff like that, so I have to go back in there sometimes and, weed out any issues, but otherwise, we are back in business and hopefully on the way to finishing the park. So I'm going to try and upload videos pretty consistently until Jurassic World Evolution 2 drops, so, fingers crossed we get this park in a really nice state before we get into the sequel. I am, as always, very excited for it, but today we just have a very quick video. We're doing the next two habitats in this park, and they're going to be Jurassic North America habitats. Actually, I'm not sure if they're Jurassic North America, unless, actually, yes, I think so, yes, because, so we're including Stegosaurus, of course, which is from the Morrison Formation, and I just couldn't remember whether Torvosaurus, which is the next animal we're adding, whether that was also from the Morrison or whether that was European. I think I'm confusing it with Saurophaganax. Pretty sure Torvosaurus is from the Morrison, so we're going to be including that next to the Stegosaurus kind of meadow area that we're building here. They are going to be separated pretty decently. You may have noticed I did a cute little trick at the bottom there with the path where I used the mosasaur fencing to kind of create the illusion of a bridge. I'm loving creating these natural barriers at the moment with lots of rocks and fallen logs and stuff. They do this in zoos a lot, and it's nice to create just areas where the animals just wouldn't naturally cross, and they wouldn't want to anyways. So I think that ends up looking really good, and we do this quite a lot in future builds as well. And yes, I did say future builds because I've already recorded about 4-5 more habitats, so we definitely have at least a good 2 or 3 videos ready to go in case the park decides to die on me again, so look forward to those. I was very pleased with this Stegosaur habitat actually, and again gotta talk about the mods, of course. The plants, as always, are by Raider 1985, which are Planet Zoo plants, brilliantly added and always really great. Unfortunately, I had to remove a bunch of them because they were just getting a bit much for the game. Some of these black poplar trees that I had to get rid of them. But it's okay, I kept in all the main ones, like these quaking aspen trees and the giant cedars, stuff like that, which I used all over the park I've kept in. It's just plants that I use very rarely or not at all. Those are the ones I got rid of to make sure the game runs fine. It really is kind of a curse and a blessing modding because you get so much amazing stuff, but because there is so much of it, you do have to pick and choose sometimes because the game can't handle all that stuff because it wasn't built with all that stuff in mind. So, that can happen sometimes. Anyways, I've included the Stegosaurs there. They are mod by Zach, of course. I love them. They're a lot more closer to the skeletons that we know. They are, okay, so you're going to see me have to heal them briefly because I actually left them for way too long after they hatched before putting them in here, so they were all very dehydrated. They all heal now, so that's good. But the mod is really nice. It gives them a bit more of a sleeker look. Some slightly more defined dorsal plates. Looks really good, I think. Because the base game Stegosaurus isn't really one I end up using a lot, so it's nice to have a modded version, which I quite like. Here's me doing that little bridge trick again. Really enjoyed this. I think it ends up looking quite nice, and because we don't have actual bridges, I think this works very well as a substitute. Gosh, I wish we had bridges. That's one thing I was really hoping for in the sequel that we didn't get, was some sort of elevated path structure. Of course, there's hope for sequels, maybe, sorry, not sequels, but DLC down the line. I would love it if in an update they added some form of elevated path, even a very simple bridge structure or anything like that, I think would be great. I don't know if the game's internal engine can handle that sort of thing, but it would be really nice to have something like that. So, fingers crossed for the future. Here we're adding in the Torvosaurus habitat. Torvosaurus specifically I really wanted to add because, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first, replacement new species mod that wasn't added to the game. And while this isn't that specific Torvosaurus, it is a really good Torvosaurus, and I'm just going to quickly check who it was by, because I can't quite remember. I thought it was by Jagged Fang Designs, but it might not be. Yes, it is Jagged Fang Designs, and I believe they did make that first tour resource as well, or a member from them did. I cannot for the life of me remember who, so please do correct me in the comments if you know. There's 2 skins available on the Nexus. I got the slightly more tame one, which I think looks really good, but the other one is fantastic as well. But it really looks stunning in the game. Like, from the mod page, I thought it would be relatively kind of like a basic grey color. But if you look at it in the game, it is stunning. The colors really pop, and they like have like this greenish, bluish, reddish shine in the light, and all the different skins look fantastic. So I put in a pack of 3 of them in here, each with a different skin. And here you see me put in the black poplars. This ended up being the point where I had loads of crashes, so I had to remove these plants. So you won't see them in the cinematics. I replaced them with like some of the plants that we already had in the game from another mod. I think it's Danny Bob's Environment Rework. Can't remember which, but some really nice trees. Created this really like rocky stream with lots of debris and stuff to show that the animals can't cross over into the stegosaur habitat, because that would not end well for either species. But yeah, a very short video today because we are just getting back into the swing of things after the nightmare that was all the crashes. Hope you enjoyed the cinematics, and then of course we are getting back into it tomorrow with even more videos. Tomorrow I'm really excited for the video. It's a really big one. Some really exciting builds, some of my favorite I've ever done in the game, so look forward to that. Anyways, with all that said, I hope you liked the video. Do subscribe for more Jurassic World Evolution content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!